Okay, you guys, so I am in a completely emotional state. I've just been gargling, swallowing, spitting, suckling on the lemonade that is the Jesus Christ. And just prepare yourself. This is going to be a long video because I need to dissect, interject, introspect. I need to go all the way into every single corner of this lemonade project, and so it's gonna need some time to be broken down and put back together again, the way Beyonce claims she was in her relationship. And so forgive me because I have so many notes. We have so much to get through. I'm going to try to go as fast as I can, but sometimes I do go on tangents because when I freestyle a video, which I don't often do, it takes me a while to get all my thoughts out. So just be here, be clear, follow me on this one. Any questions, comments, concerns you have, please leave it in the comments. Selfless plug, I have a comedy web series entitled Sit Black and Relax. If you guys want to click this link right here and watch it, episode 2 is now out. Episode 3 would be out May 2nd. Every first Monday of the month it'll come out and debut. Got that out of the way. Let's drink. Cheers to that. Okay, so when we speak about lemonade, here's the 3 mistakes that I made off the bat, okay? I listened to the songs first. No visuals. I was working last night, so at 9 p.m. I could not be in front of HBO. My manager was nice enough to let me get 15 minutes in, and my breath was taken away in the 10 minutes that I actually got. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do this to myself. When I get home tonight, which happens to be 3 a.m., I'm going to watch Lemonade. Listening to the album on the way home, I couldn't put together the entire story that she was telling. I couldn't put together the intention that she had behind each song. So it was just song after song after song. And I was looking for the big song. You know, every project that she's had a big song. Crazy in Love, Deja Vu, Single Ladies, Who Run the World. I was looking for the big song and I couldn't find it. And so everything was like slow and mellow and deep and dark and experimental. So I was like, where is the song? The other mistake I made was looking for Lemonade. I was like, your project is called Lemonade. So where's the Lemonade song? And I couldn't find it, to my despair. So when I got to like around 6 inches or something, I started skipping because I was like, where is Beyonce? Where is the bass beat banging song that I can drive to and feel good? Like, where is the song? And where's the song like for the club and for the bop? Like, and I couldn't find it. So I was a little disappointed, and I saw myself being like, this album is not, it's not it. Like, this isn't, I wasn't feeling it. I was like, this isn't really, you know what I mean? So I finally got home at 3 a.m. and I'm watching this on the big screen TV. I've already cheated myself by trying to start watching it on my iPhone. I needed the surround sound, I needed the big screen, I needed the HD, I needed the full experience. So I took all my sheets in my bed and my silk scarf that I got to put my hair in, and I set up camp on the couch. I was like, I may not make it through this. I might fall asleep, but I'm going to try. So I built a whole camp and I pressed and I watched Lemonade. First of all, this is solely, particularly, specifically for us and only us. If you had never been proud of being black before today, last night was the day, okay? She has praised and hailed and uplifted black women. We had blackness from start to finish. Let's just talk about the hair, afro, braids, and a crown, and cornrows, and box braids, in every style, twist, dookie braids, locks. Like, we have seen blackness in its entirety. All types of curl patterns, all types of moisturizers. We've seen blackness for an hour straight. You had one white girl in the video. She came in at hold up. She was on the side. And she might even been mixed. When I tell you there was not more than one white person at that sprinkle of time. It was all black for the full HBO hour. I have never seen that much black representation. Images of myself on that large of a platform for that long in my life. I'm 30. I have never seen that much blackness at that large chunk of time on that scale in my life. Okay, this was profound. Not in, and if you're watching Lemonade and you're not black, if you're white, this is what it feels like. We have had to deal with being left out, and it was just the norm, and everyone shrugged their shoulders like, y'all are just not included, and you will have to deal. Sex and the City, Silicon Valley, Girls, Friends. Anytime you turn on the TV, any mainstream show, these white people just couldn't find people of color and or black people. They just couldn't find them. Oops. And so now when you have a project, a movie, a documentary, a visual art album that says you will deliberately be left out, this is for people that look like me, the salvation, the succulent, juicy, amazing salvation, the sweet, sweet, sweet nectar of the Jesus Christ. Okay, celebrities. Okay, we have Amandla Stenberg, Zendaya, Serena Williams. We have Quavajene. We have Beyonce's new group Cleo, who got hot on YouTube. We had civil rights activists. We had mothers and daughters of the people, the black people slain due to police brutality, due to wars. This project encompassed humanity, black feminism, creativity, passion, art, love, power, sensuality, sexuality, social justice issues. I don't understand how she extends herself above and beyond. We should be tackling the name genius onto everything that she does at this point. When I just think I can't go no higher with her, when I think she has hit her max, she takes me above and beyond every time. And you know how I know people didn't spend time with this album and dissect it and look at it and really understand it? Because y'all went on Twitter and y'all wanted to just go against the grain and be like, Beyonce's I ain't like the album. It's okay. I ain't really like her. This is how I know y'all just want something to say. Because who else is out there doing that? Everybody else is out there just making songs, just being hot, getting on a beat, making a cool dance. Everyone's just out there for entertainment. You have not come across an artist like this in our time, in our generation, where the music holds so much weight and means something, and you can apply it to your life, you can apply it to your art, you can apply it to the goals you're setting for yourself. It can mean something for generations. When we talk about legendary, when we talk about leaving a mark, when we talk about an artist, a true artist, not just an entertainer, but an artist, she is it. And you're just whack, and you lack passion, and you lack creativity, and you lack the language of art if you got yourself on social media to fix your mouth to say she was just this ain't it. Because I tried it yesterday and I was driving home just listening to the songs, but I was ignorant to really what she was doing. And so when I put myself on to her level, I understood. And we're going to break it down in case you didn't understand. Beyonce went through every emotion, okay? She went through every emotion. She made it okay for black women to be angry, to be soft, to be vulnerable, to be happy, to be silly, to be joyous, to be scary, okay? How about black girl horror for a second? Get into that. Sexual, and most important, she made it important for the representation to see black women with the ability to be loved. We are creatures, we are humans, we are beings deserving of love, to give it and to receive it. And as little as we see that in any kind of mainstream media, this was powerful and it was important and it was necessary. And she gave you all types of black women. She gave you hood black women. She gave you ballet dancing black women. She gave you black models. She gave you black children. She gave you black mothers. She gave you black lesbians. She gave you black prostitutes. She gave you a prostitute. Okay, when we say all black women, when we say black women, we say black feminism, that includes all black women. All right, and she gave you that. Now, I went online and I saw something today that said, oh, she didn't include fat black people, she didn't include black trans people, and I hear you, and I get that. In this particular project, maybe we could have seen more than that, but don't forget, she gave you the mamas for years. Okay, from the Beyonce Experience, which was the B-Day album, all the way until the On the Run tour, the mamas were by her side. Big, black, dark-skinned women who she often spotlighted and gave praise to. So if they didn't appear in Lemonade, like, I hear you, but I don't see you. Trans, that's a great point. Could she have found a trans person? Was she thinking about finding a trans person? Neither here nor there. But I did see on the Ivy Park clothing line, she actually has a person, a black woman with a disability, a black woman modeling from a wheelchair, modeling the Ivy Park clothes. So you guys are thought about, you guys are represented. If you wanted to be in Lemonade, I guess shoot her a letter, sting a bee in her Instagram, like, I don't know. But I thought she did a great job at displaying so many different types of black women. And so obviously this project goes into a story, and this project focuses on her relationship. And when I was originally playing the music, I was like, okay, it's a song about him cheating on her. Okay, it's another song about him cheating on her. Okay, it's another song about him cheating on her. Okay, well, now she's angry and she's hurt because he cheated on her. So what are we talking about? Because any other Beyonce album or project that I had, I was just like, she gave you options. She gave you a dance. She gave you a relationship. She gave you a feel good. She gave you a Thoughtstagram. Like, she gave you options to be like, here, you want to feel like this in this moment? You got this song. You want to feel like this? Feel like in this song, get into that. But this project was dedicated to her relationship. Now, I didn't know how I felt about that. I honestly asked, I was like, as great and as huge as Beyonce is, it's been 3 years since her last project. Has this been the biggest, and has this been the only obstacle that she's faced for the past 3 years, that she can only talk about this on her album? And of course, that's me spending very little time with the album. Through her relationship, she actually tackled the patterns in her family, where she's come from, how it affects the woman that she is today, how it allows her to leave a legacy, what that means for all women, what that means in conversations about love and what love should look like, what it should mean, what it should feel like, how do you know when to forgive, how do you know when to protect your black sisters, how do you know when to protect your family and keep them together, what does it take to love, how do you heal hurt, you know. In the very seed of her relationship, did he cheat on me? It grew into all these other conversations, and it was a magnificent piece that I'm still getting chills by. I'm still blown away by. And let's just dive into it piece by piece. So we start with Intuition, right? And before she gets into any track, she has a poem that specifies that moment of emotion that she's feeling. So we have Intuition. And she relates her partner to being a broken home. She compares to how she learned to love her husband through her original father figure, through the original man in her life, which was her father. And she realizes there's a pattern being created through the women that's not a word. Through the generations of women in her family, there's been a pattern of the men that were allowed to come in and affect that family. So she compares her husband being a broken house. There's random women coming through your hallways. The stairs are broken. All the doors are traps. There's no foundation in loving you and being with you. So first song is I Pray You Catch Me. This is the original I Wish a Nigga Would. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I pray you catch me listening, and I pray I catch you whispering. Just confirm my women's intuition that something ain't right. You stepping out. I need to know what's happening. What's going on? And the visuals alongside of this song, I mean, she's starting off up here. Like, she's starting off to the highest of her abilities. If you guys see me do that dip, I'm checking to see if my camera's still on, because it will cut off of me and it won't let me know. So forgive the dip. So at the end of the song, she extends her arms out and she falls off of a building. And right before she hits the concrete asphalt, she falls into water. I believe this to be based on, obviously, biblical visuals, the sacrifice of Christ on the cross, and him paying the price for our sins. How does that relate to Beyonce and her wig falling off that building in a hoodie into some water, right? Now, if you know any kind of symbolism, or if you look into spirituality or religion possibly, water usually is a symbol of rebirth. It's a starting over, it's a cleansing, it's becoming anew. So with her arms extended, her falling to a death, and her being reborn in that water, she's actually paying for her husband's sins, his atonements of stepping out on him, her putting herself through the death because he did wrong, and she is reborn into a new woman because now you shook her up. She ain't the same person she was before. Now she's hurt. She's a woman scorned. This is a new person. She's reborn. And the first line that she says when she hits the water is, "I tried to change." Do y'all get her? Like, do y'all get it? Do y'all? Okay, follow me, because follow her. I'm gonna help us through it, okay? So now we've gone from that into the next stage of our story, which is denial. This goes into the song Hold Up. This is a reggae song. You get a little, you know, you get that whole thing. And in this poem, she is talking about changing herself in order to be the type of woman that obviously her man wants, you know. And I feel like sometimes as women, when we deny ourselves and we don't feel so good about ourselves, when we're not as confident, we see what this guy that we're interested in, that we have a crush on, that we love, we see what this guy actually goes after, and we kind of change and alter ourselves, the way we speak, the way our intelligence comes off, you know, our vibes, our energy, the way we dress, our makeup, our hair. Sometimes we change little things about ourselves to become the thing that we see that he wants, and we deny ourselves that. And so she was being very honest in that. And in this poem, now this poem gave me chills. When she's in the flooded boudoir bedroom and she's saying this poem about how much she's changing herself to be this next woman. She said she changed herself so much. The further away she was from her actual self, she saw the devil. You being yourself completely is nothing short of an honor to God himself, because he created you. And so you uplifting him is you honoring everything that you naturally are and saying, this is who I am, I'm going to be that. The more you deny who you are, the further away you get from God. And so, y'all don't feel that? Y'all don't feel that? Oh my God. He no longer avoids the problem. She's like, yo, are you cheating on me? Like, I just need to know. So when she emerges from the water, she is this new woman who's gone completely crazy. And she's like, I'm going to live in my crazy, because now this is what you made me, and I am. And the song Hold Up starts, and she's just smashing things down the street with a bat. I don't know about y'all, but I have personally dreamt of doing that when I used to be really angry. And I remember calling my best friend one night, and I was like, I want to take a bat to some glass. I just want to smash a bunch of things. She was like, you too? And this was years ago. She's like, you too? I want to break things so bad. And I'm like, oh my God. So watching Beyonce take a bat to everything in her way and laughing about it, like it's just releasing the anger that she needs to just get off her chest, that was freeing for me. Because I can't really do that. It's going to cost me some money. But she got to be on the set in a beautiful dress, and I love the formation wig that she re-put back on her head with those cute shoes, and she was just breaking everything. And it was good to just watch a black woman just freely live in anger without repercussions. No one's yelling at her, no one's shaming her, no one's saying you deserve it because you're angry. She was just allowed to be angry, and that in itself was so freeing, and I enjoyed watching her be angry. That was good. That was good. And so, I mean, I thought about Rihanna here a little bit. I was like, does Rihanna feel like you stepping on my toes a little bit, Beyonce? Like, I'm the reggae queen. Me do this. You know, you don't do this. Me do this. And so, hopefully Rhea's okay. Anti's a good album as well. I think we can support both women. Beyonce, she just wanted to step out and do something. And the very last image of Hold Up video was her being in this big, massive truck smashing over all the smaller cars. And I think that symbolism is like, listen, I'm the big boy Tonka. I'm crushing all these little insignificant cars out here. Anytime, anyway. And she did that. And so, of course, this goes into the next phase of the story, which is anger. And we get into a poem where we see like a southern band, which is very native to Houston, her hometown, full of black women, black hair again. And this is about continuing to her willing to fully submit and being the other woman, dressing up as the other woman. But it's way more evil. It's more taunting. It's more dark. It's not delicate. Not beautiful. It's wearing this woman as if her body is dismembered. You know, her teeth are confetti, her hands are gloves, her scalp is my cap. It's like, I'm not becoming this woman. I'm wearing pieces of her like a costume. Like, this is her body on top of my body. Like, I'm still here, but if you want me to wear her here, and this is not giving yourself in like in desperation or love. This is like, I'm mad and I'm feeling evil. You want me to wear her? Fine. Chop on. Chop on. And it's like, it got a little weird. It got real dark. And the last thing that she says in that poem was, why can't you see me? Everyone else can. And I think that's a powerful line for Beyonce to say, because she knows that we just relish in everything that she is. We love her music, we love her style, we love her values, we love her ideals, we love her visuals, we love everything about Beyonce. And she comes home to her private life and she has this one man that she loves that doesn't feel the same. And that's, to me, that's wild. It's like, yo, you have Beyonce. And you still decide to step out. You still decide to be like, I really want this other thing out there. And it's like, yo, everyone knows who I am. Everyone sees my value. And you don't. You're wildin'. You're wildin'. You're really wildin'. And so she goes into definitely one of my favorite songs on this project, Don't Hurt Yourself, because I do love the sound of rock guitars and that hard guitar riffs and that screamo kind of, and it features Jack White. And I mean, this is where she's finding some strength again, right? She's not just being vulnerable, not just being crazy, but she's like, feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. Like she's coming back to be like, you're crazy. Like, I'm Beyonce. And like, she's like challenging him like, yo, like I'm not gonna sit here and like blame myself and strip myself anymore. Like, you're wilding because I'm me. And so I feel like this song sounds like a Lenny Kravitz made a love child with Prince. Like, you can definitely hear some Prince inspirations, R.I.P. to the King. And she's giving it back to him. She's giving the pain back to him. Like, okay, well, you think your actions are hurting me. If you think about it, these actions are really hurting you because you're not going to find a woman like me. You're not going to have your other half. Like, I've been here for you. I'm riding for you. And you think you're out there being cute, but you lying to me is really lying to yourself. You trying to play me is really playing yourself. And it was so good. It was so good. Now I'm making a video. Go away. Sorry, I love you. I'm sorry. Now, in the middle of this, I've watched this speech by Malcolm X so many times. And the fact that she included it Ah! In the middle of this song, Don't Hurt Yourself, she includes a speech by Malcolm X that says the black woman is the most disrespected, the most disregarded, the most unloved being in this world. The black woman is the most unprotected being in this world. Who is going to protect, who is going to serve, who is going to love the black women? And she showed you images of not beautiful, whimsical, put together perfect black women. She put you like real black women from the streets who are out there raising sons, holding families, working jobs, keeping it together. Real black unmade women, just as we are, because as we are is good enough. And oh, mother, I mean, I live. And she in this video went full black girl, like cornrows draped in fur, like just being hood, baby hair slick, like she was, come on, son. She was fully ours. And I mean, she challenges men, not just her husband, but men. When you love me, you love yourself. When you love black women, that's when you love yourself. For all of you black men that want the exoticals, the white, the this, the that, and you out here dissing black women, that means nothing but the fact that you do not love yourself, because you are black. And if you love and encompass all that blackness, that comes with your sisters, that comes with us. So when you deny us, you deny yourself. And try it again, you're gonna lose your wife. You're losing out here. You're losing out here. So after she done got her chutzpah up, we come into the next stage of this story, which is apathy. And I mean, this is just, you're just feeling, you ain't even hurt no more. Like, you feel nothing. You're indifferent. Like, you don't care. You ain't hurt. You ain't pressed. You're just like, what now? What? That's what you are. And we go into a poem where Beyonce is giving a eulogy to herself had she died in the words of her husband. And usually when people go to funerals, and in a eulogy, you want to speak well of the dead. You want to say good things. But she challenged him in having him say the ugly truth. So while she's lying there, she has to call him out. He has to face his truth. I didn't treat her well. I stepped out. I lied to her. I didn't honor her as my wife. I wasn't faithful to her. And so she's like, if I died, would you be proud of those words? Would you be proud of those actions? And that poem really just held him in that ugliness. And we got to see voodoo, good southern fried voodoo children, voodoo women with their hair and pigtails and cornrows and braids and face paint. And the most popular line that Twitter is going crazy over is ashes to ashes, dust to side chicks. When y'all are ready to be brave enough to give yourself to one woman so you can be a better you, okay, from dust to dust, from the beginning to the end, can you love a woman? Do you know how to love a woman? Death to side chicks, because really you're killing yourself out there. Really, death to side chicks. It's gone. It's over. It's done. I need y'all to grow up. We just need y'all to grow up. This ain't one of my favorite songs, but this is definitely one of my favorite videos in the project, and it's called I Ain't Sorry. Okay, and this features the unapologetic Serena Williams showing her sexual, sensual, big, muscular, dark, beautiful body in all of its strength, in all of its blackness, being happy, joyous, carefree for the full song. Backing it up, flipping her hair, smiling, boy, bye, like just living. And let me tell you how monumental this moment is. Just like the black woman, Serena Williams is easily the most despised athlete out there. Tennis is supposed to be a white sport. We want this little white girl, Maria Sharapova, who's so average compared to Serena's might and skill level. They want Maria to be the queen, but Serena keeps dominating in everything. She is talked about. She is speculated about. They want to find an inch of steroids in her system. They want her to fail. They want her to lose. They want her to go away and disappear so they can praise their white queen who keeps losing to her. And it won't happen. Serena will keep winning and keep busting it down. And she's gone through racism. She's gone through sexism. She's gone through hate of all sorts. So to see Serena be like, boy, bye, and be happy in your face, it is one of the most powerful things that I could have laid my eyes on. And it's just her dancing. But her just dancing and being that happy is a political statement in itself. A black woman being happy is a political statement. And Beyonce sat back and let Serena take all the shine in that video and just let her be free. And Beyonce's chilling like, here, I'll just get the track. You do whatever you want to my song. And that sisterhood, that... Beyonce is also carefree in this video, and she's starting to just throw away her pains. Like, listen, I was hurt, I was angry, I was crazy, but boy, bye. Like, okay, I'm gonna get good again on my own. Like, it's okay. And we see her get to be silly and surrounded by other women, and just having a good time and being fun. And her smile and her laughter here is super important, because this is where she finds her own joy for her own self again. It's not relying on whether her man changes, if he sees her for who she is, if he comes back home. It's not relying on anything outside of herself, and that's very important. And then at the bridge of the song, we see one of the blackest images that we could possibly see. Beyonce sitting on the floor in just a bra, and she has the cornrow crown. And Nina Simone made this famous. The original African women. It's a traditional, historical hairstyle of wearing the cornrows into the crown. Beyonce is screaming from the art of her that she is black. She's black, she's black, she's black. And these images are so important and so healthy and so amazing for all of us to be watching and taking in. And it is just to show how important, it's just to show how important hair is to the black culture, to our culture. And it's not to be taken, appropriated, watered down, and given praise to somebody who isn't of the culture, who isn't of the color, who isn't of the race, who isn't of the history of this hairstyle. It's ours, and she reclaimed that. Also, the very last shot of the video is a line of women in formation walking in the nude away from the audience. So all we see are crown braids, crown cornrows again, and booties. And I think this is desexualizing the black woman's body. We are obsessed with Serena's butt. We're obsessed with Nicki Minaj's butt. We're obsessed with the black woman's butt. And it came from foreigners coming into Africa, seeing the nudity of women, which wasn't a sexual thing in Africa. And having their naked bodies mean nothing to men was very powerful. Alright, so I've been going for a long time. I'm going to try to speed this up as much as I can, but it's so good. All of this is so tasty. Now we go into emptiness, where she's so numb from possibly having the love of her life, just in her relationship and her family and her marriage fall apart, to where she's gone into emptiness. Now we come into a poem that's extremely sexual, and we get into 6 inch. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what none of it means. She was talking about menstruating, she was talking about having sex, she was talking about the moon, she was talking about women, and then 6 inch goes into how a woman who's wearing heels just takes over the joint. Like, she's super sexual, she's super powerful. I believe she's a prostitute. I don't know what any of it means. I'm not gonna lie. But it was good Southern Fried Goth, girl. It was good black Southern Fried Goth. I was just here for the looks. The lace, the Baroque, the floral print, the braids, the formation hat with the 2 pigtails. I was just here for the looks. The fire, the red, the passion, the evil, the hell. that red dress with the spiky mask. I was there for the looks. I don't know what this part of the story meant. Let's just get by it. So now we're going into accountability. And this part is really amazing, right? She's taking accountability for how she got into this place. And it's not self-blaming, but it's more like introspection. How did I get here? And she relates to how her upbringing, that original father figure, has helped her shape her present. How the past meets the present to create the future. So this line is very powerful, and it means personally a lot to me. When she says in her poem, "You look nothing like your mother. You look everything like your mother." And I think as children, when we watch our parents, we see people that we are outside of. We don't embody. We don't see that we are becoming like our parents, or we don't see that their examples are living in us every day. We're just like, we're ourselves, they're them, they're old, they live their lives, they're just raising me. And then one day you're an adult and you wake up, you're like, that's something my mom would do. My father taught me that, or I chew just like my father, or I act just like my mom. And you realize that you have become them in so many ways, and you tell yourself that they're different people, that there's something over there, and then you wake up and you are them. And I've done that. I've had that realization in my life, especially with my mom, where I don't think I physically look like her. I think I physically look like my father, but there's so many things that I do that my father does. But then when I'm like going to sleep and I can see myself, and there's certain actions that I do, I'm like, wow, you're like split down the middle. There's so much of your mother inside you and of you, and you are definitely her creation. You've come from her. And so her saying that line really resonated with me personally, and I loved it. Try not to get emotional. And it also pays ode to her legacy and all the work that she's doing. You know, when there was an image there of a little dark-skinned black girl watching Beyonce get ready. Beyonce has a towel and she's like tying her hair. And in that very moment, it's like, Beyonce is being her, but she has little girls that may not look like her, but they see themselves in her. She's providing that example to the generation following right behind her. And so in that, she kind of gets to question her power and, okay, well, who am I? And what is that teaching all the little girls watching me? What does that teach other women watching me? And how do I support the women next to me to be healthy enough and supported enough to where we can all make a healthy generation of young women behind us? And it's amazing. And being healthy women allows for healthy relationships, healthy love in the family. And she cuts to a hood black boy from New Orleans saying that how important it was for him to meet President Obama. He's from the hood, I'm from the hood. President Obama has left hope and a legacy and just an image for black boys who feel like they have nothing to live for black boys who feel like no one loves them, for black boys who were told by everything around them that they won't be shit, that they'll die, that they'll go to jail, that they don't matter. That kid meeting Obama existing, has given a generation of black men hope. And things like that, representation, having a chance, having one person to look at, ignites something in the mind of millions watching. And it's very important. So the examples that we follow during our childhood, during our adulthood, matter because it's going to affect the people that we become. And so she looks into all these generations and looks into all these examples of generations leading younger generations. And so she questions, am I talking about your husband, or am I talking about your father? The man that you choose to love, the man that you choose to bring into your life, where he's an embodiment of the examples that you were watching all this time. And so in that, she read Jay-Z, she read her mom, she read herself, she read all of us. What patterns are we creating and following and continuing? Are they hurting us? Are we following that painful example? Or are we going to set new examples for ourselves so so we can live in love completely and fully. Are y'all still with me? Are y'all following me? So we get into this great song called Daddy Lessons. Now, when I was just reading the track list, I was like, 6-inch and Daddy Lessons? I was imagining like another Partition, another like Rocket, another like, oh, this my booty, come check it out. But these were like songs of depth, songs of substance, you know. Daddy Lessons was not about daddy lessons, but it was like, my father has taught me these ways because he used to be a young boy himself, and so having to raise daughters, my father put me on. He's like, watch these little boys, because this is the kind of little boy that I was, and this is what they're gonna say, and this is what they're gonna do. Protect yourself, because you're a young woman, and I'm gonna let you know all the tricks so you can be ahead of the game. Those were my daddy lessons. And this is what, I mean, for dudes who cherish the side chicks and cherish cheating and disrespecting women and being these little bozos running around, it's just like, you are providing an example and you are setting the precedence of who your daughters will fall in love with. If you are a piece of shit, you're teaching your daughters to love a man like you. So take a step back and think about that. Now here's the thing. This is old country, banjo, dirty, decades old, like an oldie sound. And I thought about Brandy, because Brandy has really been trying to push a new single called Begging and Pleading, which is 20s banjo. Like, it's that same old sound, right? Here's what we did to Brandy. But Beyonce just made Daddy Lessons, and I'm sure Brandy was like, oh, I got a new sound, nobody's doing this. And then Daddy Lessons come out. She's like, can Brandy catch a break? Brandy was on to something, okay? She made a horrible video, but Brandy was on to something. And then Daddy Lessons comes out, and it's so juicy and so good. I'm sorry, Brandy. You'll get him next time, champ. And it also shows Beyonce's father in an old school home video of him talking to little baby Beyonce about, you know, if you wish your grandparents were here, what would we be doing? We'd be having fun. They'll be here. And then it cuts to Matthew Knowles playing around with Beyonce's daughter Blue, and it all comes full circle. And it also shows that how one person's actions can create this ripple effect to everyone who's in the direct area of it. Like, it affects the whole family. It's not just my dad went out and cheated. It's me finding a husband that goes out and cheats. It's me having a daughter that's watching her father and her grandfather go out and cheat. And it's the daughter having to see how the women handle it. And will she be making the same decisions as me? And will it be a healthy decision for her? And it's this ripple effect. When you guys go out and make the decisions that you do, women too, when you guys go out and make the decisions that you do, it affects so many other people. It's not just your actions that you're taking. It affects everyone around you, and you guys need to remember that. And so now we go into Reformation, where now we're going to the stage of fixing the problems, dealing with the issues, healing the pains, and questioning if we're going to continue to rebuild, right? And so in this poem, and a very deep portion of love is stepping outside yourself to see what the other person needs. Sure, he cheated, and sure, you got hurt. What made him cheat? What kind of pain is he going through? Does he not love himself? Does he think that you're rejecting him, so he's going to step out before he figures out how to deal with that? She stopped and said, how can I help heal you? Because you hurt me due to a pain that you have. You know, she did an introspection on him. And she's reassuring that, listen, you don't have to go look for confirmation and for love elsewhere. I assure you that I'm the one who loves you completely and fully. So all you got to do is be here and receive it. How else can I help you? That is when you know you got good love, okay? That is true love of a woman, a self-assured, a self-confident, a complete woman who can give you more. And that's the vow that they took when they got married. Through thick and thin, rich or poor, sick for health. That's the vow, that's the promise that they've given to each other, that I will love you. And we will work on this, and whatever it is you need, I will be there for you. And of course, we go into love drought, and she's walking in line through women, through water, and a sheer nude look. And of course, water again symbolizes the rebirth. It's being born again, being born anew. We're entering a new phase of themselves and a new phase of life. They're also in a floral garden, which represents like growth and life, a significance of life. Through most of the video, we saw dead grass. There's portraits of men, and there's just fire and burning and breaking and dead grass. The land is dead. And so now that we're sitting here in love drought, even though the song is about a drought, it's really being fulfilled. It's really providing new life and breathing new life into love. And the visuals really counterbalance, you know, the title of the song. And she goes into forgiveness and speaks about being baptized, which is another calling for cleansing, and she wants to heal the pains and stop the pattern of pains, you know, beginning from her father to her husband and to whoever else, you know, may have caused pain in her family. So this part kind of came abrupt for me. Sandcastles, where she's completely in love with Jay and holding him and doing all this stuff. Because I was completely riding for the anger, right? I was like, he cheated on you. We speculated the whole time, so I'm going to kick his butt for you. We're hurt and we're mad with you, Beyonce. We're going to protect you and we're going to kick Jay in the butt. And then it was like, forgive, love, Jay-Z, kissing his fingers. Remember our wedding? And it was like... So at first it was a little jarring. I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready to forgive Jay. Like, I wasn't ready for that. Like, in this project, I was mad with you. And so it was a little shocking to come right into that love part, because I'm like, no, we're hurt and we're mad. But after studying and looking at this project and dissecting it, I'm like, I get it. I get it. We've done all this. We've felt all this. We've come all this way, and we've gotten into the psychology and the healing of it. Yes, let's get back to love. Let's absolutely get back to love. And men, we have never seen rappers be this soft and love a woman and allow themselves to not be hardened and to let a woman love them. I promise you're not less of a man, and it won't take away from your masculinity, and you're not weak and you're not soft and you're not gay for letting a woman love you and caress you and heal you and hold you. And that was a very powerful image for Jay-Z to take on, for just letting Jay-Z exist within love. Like, I've never seen him like that. He's freaking pimp daddy. He's hoes and bottle popping. He's a drug dealer slinging Tom Ford wearing... You know what I mean? It was powerful to see Jay-Z like that. That was amazing. It was incredible. And so... I wonder now, because I've seen some, you know, some thoughts and opinions online, if their actual relationship here and now today is fully healed to where she can make a project like this and kind of read him and call him out. Because this album's going to last for the next 2-3 years. We're going to be singing about how Jay-Z cheated for 2 to 3 years. And are they strong enough in their relationship where they can handle that criticism and that opinion, that finger pointing at them for 2 to 3 more years? Are they in a healthy enough place to deal with that? But I guess so. Lemonade. It's my absolute favorite part of the album and the visuals. This is black girl magic. This is everyone who's anyone in this video. Poets, artists, civil rights activists, actresses. Black girl power, black girl power, black girl power. And it was amazing, 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 amazing to watch. And we get into love, and we see women just standing next to each other and supporting each other and wearing one color and being one. Looking totally different, but being one. That's formation, that's solidarity, that's support, that's love, that's black girl magic. And with that, it's loving God and allowing Him to live in your life as well, to be love. And we get into Forward featuring James Blake. And between Forward and Freedom, I can't. Okay, this was me at 3:50 a.m. last night or this morning, on the verge of tears through all this pain, beyond pain in your relationship, beyond pain in social justice. You move forward. How do you win this battle? By not quitting, by not giving up, by moving forward and hitting that finish line. It will die behind you. Just move forward. And this is like full black anthem, full freedom. I mean, it featured the mothers of the victims due to police brutality. Trayvon Martin's mother, Eric Garner's mother, Mike Brown's mother, who couldn't even keep it together in a video, and just watching her, and you have to look into their eyes and see their pain and face it. It was powerful. And we see a young woman doing a spiritual routine around 2 empty dining tables, which I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what it means, but I pray that it was like just blessing their spirits and cleansing and just healing the deaths due to these people. And just watching the whole thing was an emotional climax for me. Like I couldn't even keep myself together. I was just emotionally taken at that point. Like, the artistic genius in this project is beyond me. It's beyond my words and what I can feel and what I can say. It's wow, man. Wow. Like, Jesus Christ. It was so powerful. So powerful. And one of the last shots that we see there was an infant lying in a bed by itself, and the light is just shining down on the infant, and there's darkness everywhere else. When you move forward, you lay the grounds for those behind you. You have to move forward. The examples that we set are so important for everyone just watching and following behind us. We move forward, and we do it together. Okay? The women standing on the soil while Beyonce and the younger generation were sitting in the tree. Those are the roots. Those are the ones that uplift us. Those are the backs that we stand upon. Okay, that image was powerful. We move forward together while uplifting each other. I have a little time left. So now we're near the end of the project. This is the redemption. The poem is simply the recipe to lemonade. Let me tell you how thick I am, okay? It was late. I was tired. I was just trying to digest the visuals. And I'm laying there watching all this. My emotions are everywhere. I hear this poem on how to make lemonade. And of course, the elder woman comes and she says, when life gives you lemons. And it was like a light bulb went off. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. Oh, Beyonce has completely turned all of her pains, all of the lemons, the sour, the acid, the pain, and she made something sweet with it. She didn't just drown in it and complain and be sad and feel sorry for herself and be like, woe is me. She made lemonade, and she referenced one of my favorite books, Paulo Coelho. Jesus Christ. Paulo Coelho, who is the author of The Alchemist. When you turn, and I've spoken about this before, when you turn lead into gold, you can have nothing, you can have little, you can have sorrow, you can have sad, you can have horrific things. It is in your complete power. Your thought, your spirit, yourself, you can turn all of that into gold. You can win with the pains that life hands you. It doesn't make you lose. You decide to win because you create it. And there's a visual in there of Beyonce leaning back on a rope, and there's a woman on the other side of the rope also leaning back. Now, the way physics and science works, their pull, their balance together counterbalances each other. So while Beyonce could fall, she won't, because there's another woman holding her up. And while that woman could fall, she won't, because Beyonce is holding her up. Through that one rope, through supporting each other, through entrusting each other with your safety, with your well-being, with the possibility that you could fall. You're putting that trust into the other woman to hold you up. You're not gonna fall, sister. I have you. I got you. Lean back, fall, trust me. That image of those two pulling that rope and supporting each other is so powerful. And they're doing it, of course, over water. Like, it's so powerful. I hope you guys don't just watch this for the fashion, for the wigs, for the dancing, for the hoopla. Take this. These are nuggets. This is beautiful nuggets. Life nuggets. I will love you because you are black. Hello, my black women. I will love you. I will support you. I will lean on you. I will trust you. I got you. My black men, the same. Support us. Love us. Protect us. Serve us. And we will give you love and uplift you and support you and protect you for life. This is us, y'all. For real. This is us through and through. This was for us, by us, made by us, created by us. We are the leaders. We are everything. We are black. We are royalty. We are historic. We've been here. We are here. Okay? Love, 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 love. Hold us up. Support. Be great to yourselves. I say this on so many of my vlogs. Be great to yourselves. Love yourselves. You can't love anything or anyone else if you don't love yourself first. And you should love yourself first. You deserve it. You are deserving of love. You are capable of giving love. You are made of love. Believe it or not, start to believe it. Start to believe it. And we click together. The last song was All Night, and it's a beautiful song. And this is just wrapping it all up. This is forgiveness, healing, honoring the person you promised to love. We get to see love in all colors, in all sexualities. We got to see more of her wedding. We got to see her mom and her new husband. We got to see lesbians. We got to see gay men. We got to see children and families, and just black love and brown love and interracial love. We got to see all of that. And she is leaving that note that if you want to work through anything, it takes love for yourself, for others. It takes love to just be functional, healthy, feeling, giving, forgiving, and formating beings. And that's my review, and that's my dissection, and I'm glad. I hope you guys have sat here and listened to the whole thing. The whole thing. Here is a question that I'm going to controversially leave at the end of this video, okay? Now, we said black feminism. And what does black feminism include? All black women. And when we say all black women, we don't just mean the cute ones like Beyonce. We don't just mean the rich ones like whoever else. That's the broke, impoverished, hood, uneducated, wrong, good, great, successful. That includes all black women. And so, here's the thing. So, is it a love story when Beyonce gets cheated on enough to where Solange feels she has to physically kick her husband in an elevator? But Beyonce goes through all this emotion and all this feeling to forgive, work it out, and stay. But we meet women like Mimi with the Nico or Jocelyn with the Stevie who stays with their cheating men. Like, and we laugh at them and we say, oh, or what did she expect? Like, the man got money, he got hoes, he got all this stuff, like whatever. And we also hold this idea of a woman being ride or die, right? Jay-Z cheated multiple times. And it hurt Beyonce good. Jay-Z cheated multiple times. And we watch this love story and we're like, wow, they're going to work it out. They're going to do it. But we have other women who are lesser, more hood, more ghetto, more whatever you want to say. But we laugh when they get cheated on and we don't think anything of it, or we judge and say, oh, she's weak for staying, or is she going to stay with that man, or whatever. What if they're trying to work it out as well? So, is it not okay when those type of women forgive their own and when they get cheated on more than once? Or are we just riding this, some women can do it if you're above and beyond, and other women, you deserve it and you're stupid and we don't look down on you for staying? I want to try to answer that question. Read me my rights if you feel like you have to. Do what you want to do. You know what I mean? But I had to pose the question because a lot of women get cheated on, and we can't just ride for Beyonce and look down on others. So that's just it. I'm out of here. Thank you guys for watching this entire thing. I have new vlogs on this channel every Tuesday and every Thursday. This is just a surprise video because I had to just get my lemonade out. I had to juice myself. So I'll see you guys with a new video on Tuesday.